From Mark's Gospel, hear these words. When the Sabbath was over, Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of James, and Salome brought spices so that they might go and anoint him. And very early on the first day of the week, when the sun had risen, they went to the tomb. They had been saying to one another, "Who will roll away the stone from the entrance to the tomb?" When they looked up, they saw that the stone, which was very large, had already been rolled back. As they entered the tomb, they saw a young man dressed in a white robe sitting on the right side. They were alarmed. But he said to them, "Do not be alarmed. You are looking for Jesus of Nazareth, who was crucified. He has been raised. He is not here. Look, there is the place where they laid him. But go tell his disciples and Peter that he is going ahead of you to Galilee. There you will see him, just as he told you." So they went out and fled from the tomb, for terror and amazement had seized them, and they said nothing to anyone, for they were afraid. May God's blessing be added to the reading and the understanding of the word. So we're reading the Easter reading the week after Easter. Did you notice we didn't read Easter? You thought I was going to let you get away without the empty tomb story, didn't you? Oh, no. I love Mark's Gospel. It's just my favorite of all of them. It's right to the point, you know. And this is the end of the Gospel. This is where it ends. The last word, afraid. Afraid. Doesn't leave you guessing. I mean, the guy's sitting there. He says, he's raised. He's gone. And now it's up to you to figure it out. But what do? These women, what do? They run away. They're afraid. Fear. It's a big part of our lives. It's a biological imperative. It's put into us genetically to respond to fear, and we can fight, or we can flee, or you can be immobilized by fear. And really, more often than not, it seems we're immobilized by fear. It's a story of a farmer, and the agricultural agent came out to see him and said to him, well, did you plant any cotton this year? Farmer says, "No, I didn't plant cotton, afraid of boll weevils." He said, "Well, what about corn? Did you plant corn this year?" "No, didn't plant any corn, afraid of drought." "Well, what about potatoes? Did you plant potatoes?" "No, didn't plant any potatoes, afraid of the tater bugs." "Well, what did you plant then?" "Nothing. Played it safe." Christians are called to be fearless. Called to be fearless. And I have to ask, are we? You know, it's a great hymn, "Standing on the promises of God." Are we fearless? Or are we creeping on the promises? Come on. Come on. There's a video illustration I want to show you. It touches to this beautifully.
Okay, this is it. We're going out. First call. Time to be a hero. Brennan, come on. Let's go. Get this. Get this. Heroes.
Rook!
Yeah.
Hold on there, Rook. We're not going out on this one.
Why not?
We're not ready.
We're not.
No, we're not. You just go back to bed. I'll let you know. All right? Go on. Hey, Rookie. Get back to work. We're training.
No. The alarm.
We're just training. Go. We're training. Do it. Go. No. Not until this place is spotless. Let's go. Come on.
Hey, Rookie. No. Keep working out. We're not strong enough yet.
No. Not yet. It's not a good time. Not a good time.
Hey, come on. The fajitas will burn. Calm down.
Oh, I just got comfortable.
Somebody shut that thing off. It's the best part.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
No, it's not safe.
I'm not feeling it.
It's not safe. Seriously? We're firefighters.
Slow down there, overachiever.
We don't even know if people out there like firefighters.
I'm not feeling called.
Not feeling it. People are dying out there.
People die every day, rookie.
Don't you think something's wrong here? I mean, isn't it strange that we're a fire station? We don't even put out fires?
Nope.
Nope, we're not getting this one. There's other stations.
Come on, it's right next door.
Hey, if they want our help, they come and ask us. Well, we go over there acting like we're the big shots. We got all the answers. Hey, they may not even want our help.
Help me!
Hey, they could be talking to anyone.
You firefighters, help me!
I gotta catch this call here.
It's the curse of the timid Christian, isn't it? Fire's burning all around us, and we aren't going out to put them out. People dying all around us, and we aren't going out to save their lives. This last Wednesday, at Wednesday Night Together, I talked about the Church of Latter-day Saints, some of their history and some of their theology. And, you know, they've been growing, almost 200 years old now. Church has been growing. The other ones, big box churches, they're growing. And you say, well, why are they growing? Why are they growing? Because they ask people to worship. How many people have you asked to worship in the last year? But we don't do it. Fear, isn't it? Fear. It immobilizes us. Fear of rejection, you know. If you go and ask someone, they might say no. They might say no. Or fear of failure, or fear of embarrassment. If you tell someone you're a Christian, they might laugh at you, right? Or loss of continuity, you know, changes your relationship with someone when you invite them to church. Or fear of change right here. If this church grew by 200 members, things would change. People would be sitting in your pew. Fear of change, fear. Christians are called to be fearless. Yeah, okay. But I don't expect you to be foolish either. A couple weeks ago, I went skiing up at Arapahoe Basin. First time I'd ever been there. I went with a couple of 20-year-olds. And that's fear and foolish all in one, you know. And the girl who works up there is bombing down, and all of a sudden, she goes off this edge through trees, and I didn't go. I'm going to follow this one around so I don't break my leg. You know, there's fear and then there's foolish. And speed and fearlessness sometimes can get you hurt. I don't like being in a cast. But you can't say have no fear at all. No fear at all. Sometimes things scare us and we have to deal with them. The women at the tomb were afraid because their whole world had changed right before them. They were afraid. And they went to the disciples, and the disciples were afraid. And they didn't act for a while. But then they did. Then they did. They overcame their fear. And they went out and proclaimed the gospel. And fear that immobilizes, that's the worst. Fear that makes us incapable of doing anything, that's the worst. When we say, but we've done that before, or that won't work, I know that won't work, or we can't change that, and we can't, and I don't, you shouldn't, and it ain't, and we aren't. And, calm down. Calm down. I know. The last couple months around here, been a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear, because something's happening. And I know, I trust me, it's been waking me up in the middle of the night. Had me up at 5 o'clock this morning. There was no way I was going back to sleep. I know. A lot of anxiety, a lot of fear. You remember back, if you were here my first Sunday, I was shaking almost as bad this week as then. We've been running on a lot of anxiety, a lot of unsettledness around here. And I want to go forward. I want to go forward. It's not easy. It was just 1 year ago this Sunday that Pastor Melanie announced that she was leaving. It's been a rough year for this place. Changes. And by now, most of you have figured out, I'm not Melanie and she's not coming back. You know? That's not easy. That's, we laugh, but it's nervous laughter. It's of true concern and anxiety, of fear that things are changing. And the other great fear for humanity, time. Latin phrase, tempus fugit. Time flies. There's no stopping it. It goes. Lost time, time the avenger. Time flies. And we can fear it or we can waste it, fritter and waste the hours in an offhand way. Sometimes both. But the time for us is a time to be bold, to be strong, to be fearless Christians. And I know it's not easy. Think about this. How many of you, if I invited you up right now, would sing a solo? There's a couple over here. Okay. There's a few of us. Yeah. I'm not a great singer, so I'm not in a choir or anything, but there's a few songs I know. And every now and then, you just get the bug. You got to belt it out. Oh, Canada. It's a great song. Our home and native land, true patriots love, in all our songs come on. I know the whole thing, too. That's the scary part. You grew up in Buffalo and watch hockey games every night. There's fear. I'm shaking over doing that. I'll stand in front of you and preach, but just sing, oh, Lord. We can't wait to be perfect. We can't wait till it all comes together. We can't wait until they call us or ask us. We can't wait until it's so obvious that it's too late. The time is now. We want to take a leap and not be fearful. As the body of Christ, as a community, as Christians. Not be fearful, but not be foolish. Because we're Methodists. We don't do things crazy. I'm not going to ask you to go out and knock on doors. I'm going to ask you to go and invite. Because there's people out there suffering. It's a story of, we had a black dog, first dog we ever got, and eventually, out of the blue, he went blind. We didn't know it until he used to catch his dog biscuits. You'd throw them to him, he'd catch them, throw it, bounce off his head. We figured out the dog is blind. But he was absolutely fearless about it. Didn't bother him. He just figured the lights were out. Because now he would start doing things he wouldn't do when he could see. He would, try to snitch stuff off the table because he figured we couldn't see him if he couldn't see us. And he was fearless. He figured out how to we moved to a new house. He figured out how to get all around the house, and there were dog nose prints about this high all around where he was fearless. That's fearless. Then there's foolish. My mother, towards the end of her life, started to lose her sight. She had macular degeneration, deteriorated pretty bad. And she said, I can still drive. I just go to church, I know the way. That's foolish. We said, Mom, you won't see the kid coming from the side. And she lived on a street full of children she loved. And she gave up her car because she loved those children. Fires are burning. People need us, need what we have, the grace and love of God. People need us. It's time to take seriously that we will invite, inspire, involve. How we do that is up to us later this morning. But the time is now. Be not afraid.